There we are. Hi, everyone. Let me just get it so I can see what's going on. That would help, right? So I can see.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. It's Dallas Piana from the workshop, Get Clients Now. And we're here on a Saturday, and I've invited one of my clients, my great clients, Thompson, to join us. And I'm going to ask her some questions about her journey with the program and what has happened in the last, I would say, 7 months with you.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. But so let's see, there's about 5 people on already. You guys, hi, Kim. Get on and say hello. And let me turn down the oh, Spirit's on, and Patricia is on, and Charlotte is on. And
oh, awesome.
Yeah, you guys say hi below so we can see who exactly is on here today. And so this is how it's going to go. We're going to stay to an hour. I'm going to announce the winners of all the prizes. Then I'm going to start interviewing Ray, and she's going to share her story. And if you guys have any questions about what we covered in the 5 days that you need more explanation, clarification, drop them below. If you have any questions for Ray, drop them below, and we will get to everything, okay? I just want to thank you all. It was such an amazing week. You know, when the first time you do a workshop, you have no idea how receptive people are going to be. And the comments were unbelievable, unbelievable. People walked away with so much information. And what I love is everyone implemented day by day. So they saw results, and they saw transformation, and they saw, wow, look what you do when you do X, Y, Z. So, you know, that's what's available when you work with me over 6 months, is you see, you know, you just see your implementation and how people start reacting to you and start coming towards you more and more. So before we get into Ray, Lindsay's on. Hi, Lindsay. Bonnie is on. Hi, Francis is on. Kathy is on. Oh, you guys, great. I'm so happy you guys are all on. You guys are all super duper. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and go over the winners with everyone. So let's hope I can pull it up. Let's see. Yes. So let's just wait for this to load. I'm hoping. Yes. So here are the homework winners. Jana Van Train. I hope I'm saying your name right. Is it Licia Thompson? Elspire Baptiste, who's on, congratulations. Dotrell McNeil, congratulations. Diana Pelez, congratulations. And you guys get this nifty, and I'll show it when I get back on live, this little iPhone lamp that actually puts more light on your face when you go live. So that's fantastic. You guys will get this. If you want to private message me your address, I'm going to send it to you right from Amazon. Okay, so do that. And if you're not on here, we'll list the winners in the group, and I will personally get in the private messages and ask for your address. And we're going to send these to you right away. Okay. The next one, the referral giveaway winner, the person, you know, everybody was tied. We threw the names in a hat. Glenda Dela Cruz from the Philippines. She invited her friend Venus over, and she actually will win the $75 giveaway. So Glenda, we're going to set up a way so I can drop that $75 right into your PayPal account. So congratulations, and thank you for inviting Venus over. And I know she's watching all the videos now. And drum roll, please. Here we go. The fully paid scholarship is going to Kathy Commit. Kathy, you're going to have to tell me how to say your last name, but boy, did you play full out. Unbelievable. You played full out every single day, and I'm so happy that you want to be working with me, and you know, your business is going to transform in 6 months, that's for sure. And I will touch base with you and get you started probably on Monday. So just hang tight there. Okay, so congratulations to all the winners. I'm going to stop the share, and here we go. And we are live, and I'm just going to record this. Yeah. So everyone, this is one of my clients, Radiance, Ray Thompson. And she has been with me for like 7 months now, I believe. So Ray, why don't you share, you started kind of stalking me in October, November, December, right? And what were you looking for?
Well, just a disclaimer, I am at home with my 3-year-old. So just to let everybody know, you might hear her, but I was looking for someone that can really help me understand what the hell to do. I mean, as a brand new entrepreneur, there's just so much to do. I had no idea what a niche was. I had no idea what to do as far as cultivating a program. I had no idea how to start a Facebook group, had to, just have enough people behind me where I could feel confident to even sell anything. So I needed someone to give me some sort of framework. And it seemed like when I started watching how your group started to grow, because you had just started your group really. And I started to see that it was really growing at a constant and steady rate. I started to see it was like 300, 400, 500. So I started to see that you were really putting in the work. So I was like, wow, how do you get people to transition, from friend to Facebook group member? And I just found your work so astounding. So I was like, okay, I have to work with her. And if you don't mind, I'm going to say that I was one of the first people to work with you. And I got you all to myself. So that really helped transform me a lot.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we had a ball. So tell people where you were at with your business model. What did you think you were going to be? Because I think what happens when you actually start to invest in yourself, you actually dole out the money, and it's a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. And all of a sudden, your ass is on the line, right? You've got to make it work. So tell people where you were, because you were kind of balancing two ways to go. You weren't sure.
Where I was in my business, you mean, right? Or
Yeah,
where I was just working with you? Yeah. So with my business, I was very lost in the sense where I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, who I wanted to serve. I didn't know. I was really stuck on whether or not I wanted to do just food and meal planning, which is what I was doing before. And I started to really fall in love with Reiki and energy healing. So then I was at this crossroads, and I was like, okay, well, what do I do? Do I do everything? Do I do nothing? And then I found out that once I started really putting in the work and investing in myself by investing into your program, I really started to understand that, number one, I was committing to myself, and that was the big thing. I was committing to myself. And by committing to myself, I actually started to put in the work, because I was like, okay, I actually, put in money in this. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. I'm like, I can't just throw away money. I have to actually implement the things that I'm paying for. So that was one of the first things that I did when I started working with you. And then what was really great is that I actually started to understand who my ideal client was. I did not understand that at all. I wanted to speak to everybody. I wanted to help everybody. And I realized that you can help everybody once you start speaking to one person. And that was huge. And I can't tell you how huge that was. If you check out my profile, and if you check out my my group, which I actually just created, I want to say that I just created my group. I had really nurtured my following, I guess you can say, on Facebook for months. I did. I put in a lot of content. I put in a lot of research. And by doing that, I started to see growth by speaking to one person. I put in so much time. And that was one of the other things I learned in Dallas, is that you have to do the research too. You have to really start taking time to speak to people. And I know one of the best things of being an entrepreneur is the attractiveness of making the money. I get that. I do. But you can't make the money before you create the service, and you can't create the service until you understand what your market wants. And you have to know what your market wants by talking to people. And that's what we did. One of the things that you showed me when I got you all to myself is that you have to have a series of questions and have market research. So I learned to commit to myself, and I learned the value of market research. Now, it can be painful. Don't get me wrong. It can be, because you will be talking to a lot of people, and some of those people you'll be like, but then there's also people that you're going to be like, wow, this is the one person that I want to speak to. And then when you find that, and then you start using the language to tailor to that one person, wow, there would be such a big difference in your business. So those are the two biggest things I used when I worked with you, especially the committing to myself and to committing to the program that I wanted to create by doing the market research.
Yeah, and what you're doing is, what I'm trying to teach people is we just don't move people over from Facebook groups, other people's Facebook groups where we're getting to know people, into a group. We move them towards us into our personal page. Because if you can't get engagement going on your personal page, which is now your branding, your house, this is your house. If you can't get it going there, you're not going to get it in your group. And too often, people, coaches, you start groups and they fall flat because you haven't done the work to pull people over and really start getting a following going. I mean, you're having like people follow you, like 300 people, comment on a post sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an extraordinary following, and you're going live on you've got the tribal language of your ideal client that you are talking to through your lives, right?
Right, absolutely.
And that's key, is actually to start, because you thought you knew what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
And what you found, they need it, but they're not going to buy that. They're going to buy what they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
So talk about your business growth over time. Like, how did that start for you?
So it started very humbly. And I say that because it's the truth. I was where a lot of you are, and I'm not saying that just to say that. You can check back on my profile and you could scroll back to months ago and you will see posts that got 1 or 2 likes. You will see posts that got 1 or 2 comments. You will see that. And then when I did the market research once again, I really understood the language of what people are saying, and then started tailoring my programs to what people are saying they needed. And then something magical happened. I mean, you can see the difference. It was not linear. It was definitely not linear. But then once I understood the language, it did become exponential. And I have to say that. It was almost like very, very, very steady for a very, very long time. And then all of a sudden, really tapping into that language, and then it shoots up. It's because they have to see that you're consistent and you're ready for showing up the way they need you to show up too, and talking the way they need you to talk to them, speaking to them. So my profile, if you check it out, it's Ray Thompson, or you can also check out my group. But Ray Thompson, if you check me out, you'll see that the people that I speak to them specifically, and you'll see posts that have from the past 10, maybe 20 likes, and then it starts to go from 20 to 40 likes, and then it starts to go from 40 to 50 and 60, and then all of a sudden 100 and something likes, 40 and 50 comments on some of my posts. One post had over 300 comments and over 100 likes and reactions. And
you touched
then,
you their heartbeat. You touched
yes,
their heartbeat finally.
Yes. But it was like I had to be consistent first. It did not happen in a day or a week or a month. It took months to get to that point, months, and I'm not joking. But then once I hit a sweet spot, then all of a sudden, bam, there's my baby girl. Of course she wants me. Oh, in a second, baby.
No more bubbles.
I'll give you bubbles in a minute. Okay, go on over there.
Somewhere else because I'm holding a bubble.
Okay, go on. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
So,
and most of us are we're growing these entrepreneurial business that we love and where we want to serve and where we know we can make a difference and move from corporate world out into, our own space, and we still have a family, and you're actually juggling it all.
Yes. I mean, I was and still am. I'm a single mom, two girls. I support myself, I support my girls, and then, I work in corporate 40, 50 hours a week. Because of COVID recently, I had to take a break, but that was my life. I mean, I would even have to do double time and overtime. I mean, craziness. But I still made the time to work on my dream. And one thing you also taught me, and I have to say this too, because I feel like this is a pain point for many people, is that you can't be afraid to ask for money for your services. And you put in the time, you put in the work, you're investing in programs like with Dallas. Don't be afraid to ask for money for people to commit the way you committed. And that's what people need to understand more than anything, is that don't be ashamed to ask for money, please, because it can make the difference when you show up confidently and ask for money for your services because you cultivated it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So you shared with me before we hopped on here that you are super busy.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And where are your clients coming from?
Okay. So I did exactly what Dallas said when he's saying to pull them from a group to your profile. That's exactly what I did. I would post in groups, get some engagement on those groups posts, and then I'd friend request them. Excuse me. I'd friend request them, and then they'd come onto my profile, and then they'd see the content that pokes at their pain point. And then once they saw that and they saw me doing that consistently, sometimes people would reach out to me and be like, hey, I just want to know what you do and see if I could work with you. Or we build a relationship in the messenger, just start talking. And I wouldn't immediately say, hey, here's my program. I really just wanted them to understand that they could trust me. So building that know, trust factor is so important, because treat your clients the way you would want to be treated. Do you want someone telling you, here's my program, buy it? Or do you want someone to truly get to know you and talk to you and understand you and treat you like a person, not like, a paycheck? Don't treat them like that.
On Thursday, I was teaching them about the touch points, all these different ways that you are selling your services without selling your services, but you are getting them to come into your space and actually to trust you and like you. So when they're sick and tired of how they're feeling inside or whatever your services that you provide, and they're like done trying to do it on their own, that they're going to reach out to Ray and say, I need help. Can you help me? And that's what's happening for you right now, right?
Right. And it's a little bit like, you always say, you want to get to that point, but then it's like, when you get there, it's like, holy moly, can I handle it? And you absolutely can. But I did have to take a chill pill today, because I was like, oh man, this is what I've been wanting, but can I do it? And I can, absolutely.
Great. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So tell us all about your program and your services, and tell us the name of your group. So if anyone's on here, let me just check the messages, you guys. Anyone who wants to work with Ray or join her group, this is extraordinary. So let's just say, should you go live on your personal page or business page if you don't have a group? So you want to answer that, Ray?
So I do have to say that my personal page going live has been very, very effective. I'm not going to speak ill about a page just because I don't have too much info about a page, but I understand that the profile, especially since I've put in so much time and effort into building that profile and people coming into my profile, has been phenomenal. So I highly suggest profile.
Right.
If you check out my profile, you'll see that there's lives that started off with 30, 40 views, and all of a sudden it shot up to 100, and then 200, 300. One of them has over 500. So it's there.
So let's talk about claiming your voice, your personality. How did you release that on Facebook? Because I think that's where people are so scared and they get kind of robotic at first. And we all do, right? Because we're just following, the structure of how to go live, or the structure of how to write a post. And when did you see that you finally, your voice just released?
I have to say in two different ways. One, because I mentioned earlier, but I do Reiki. I do Reiki, and one of the things that I do is help people find their voice. So by helping people do that, I had to find mine. So it was almost like an equal exchange where I was able to help people, and in return, I helped myself. So that was definitely one thing. And number two, just showing up to my greatest capacity, being prepared, and knowing that I had a true message. And when you just feel confident and you have so much, what's the word that I'm looking for? When you just know so much in your heart and in your being that what you have to say truly matters, when you have so much certainty that you know that you have the ability to transform lives with what you're doing, then you will show up, and you will show up because you know that it doesn't matter what other people feel about you. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what friends that think you're crazy because you're trying to do something that they haven't done. You will just show up because you have built that confidence and that presence that what you have to say matters. So
Was that there in the beginning?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I can't say.
And then what happened? So all of a sudden, what happened? Do you think it was when people started you started to see people start reacting to you, that your confidence got stronger and stronger, or also you were starting to see clients too? So that probably was making a difference.
It was a combination of things. It was a combination of knowing that what I had to do was so important, because I knew that people had felt the way I had felt, and that if I could show up, then maybe it might inspire someone else to show up. It was the fact that I started to see some traction growing and people started reacting and commenting on my post. I mean, that will bring up confidence too. I know it doesn't always happen in the beginning where you just get those 2 reactions or no comments. I get that. But if you keep showing up and if you keep seeing that, people will show up with you. But they have to see that you want it. You have to take your business seriously before anyone else does.
Right.
So
right. It's all up to you. It's completely up to you. Right. Absolutely. Consistency, frequency, repetition, follow up, constantly, because they're not going to come to you if you're not going after them.
Absolutely.
Attracting them towards you. So they wanted to know how to spell your name. Rae Thompson for her personal page. And then your group is called what?
So my group is called the Highly Sensitive and Empath Women Tribe. And it's a empowering, highly sensitive and empath women tribe. And women is spelled with an X because I'm including non-binary women as well. Okay.
Okay. And tell us about your programs. Like what are some of your services that you provide?
Okay. So I feel like something's happening here on this.
Tanya English, thank you she actually posted your personal link on here. Thank you so much, Tanya. Okay. So
yes, something's happening.
Post your group page too. So what's it called again?
Okay, sorry, it's a little bit overwhelming because I keep seeing friend requests come in.
Oh, really? From our group?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
It's called Empowering Highly Sensitive and Empath Women with an X.
Women with an X. Okay. The O is an X. Okay.
The O is there. It's the E. The E is an X.
The E is the X. Okay. Okay. So let's hear about what are your services you provide?
Okay. There's just so much. Woo. Okay. So what do I do? So I am a Reiki practitioner. And if you haven't heard what Reiki does, it's basically an energy modality. It helps you with a lot of different things. But one of the main things that I help women with is building their confidence and self-worth, helping them have a better understanding of themselves, a higher sense of self by, building up their knowledge of who they are, understanding their underlying fears and where those fears come from, releasing trauma. And I do that with Reiki, with other energy modalities, but I also do that with spiritual coaching. And what we do is in my programs is we go from point A to point B to point C. Point A is understanding where these fears come from, why they have these fears, who put those fears in them. A lot of the times it's unfortunately because of childhoods or some traumatic events that have happened in their adulthood. And then we understand that, and we go from point A, understanding where the fears come from, to point B, how to get over those fears. Now, it's okay to have fear, but it's not okay to let those fears debilitate you. So we go from having fear and operating from the frequency of fear to operating in a frequency of faith. So knowing how to walk in that fear, but with utmost faith in your abilities and yourself. And then finally, we get to that higher self, that higher sense of consciousness, that higher ability to know that you can walk in your power. And I do that in a series of 3 months, but usually, oh goodness, your group is just popping, Dallas. But usually it does take a little bit longer, about at least 3.5, 4 months to truly have a major shift in people's lives, which is what I've done. And a lot of the clients that I work with, you know, they just have such a difference in their life. You can see the light come back in their faces, and it's just truly phenomenal. And I do that with programs, but I also understand that not everybody, you know, they might have other life things going on. So I do the 1 sessions, and with a 1 session, 60 minutes, we can do quite a bit of a transformation. And I really just go and hit the ground running with putting on a lot of things all at once in 60 minutes to create a transformation. Absolutely.
Wow. Wow. So you were telling me you were going to offer my group something special.
Yes. So, well, like I was telling you, not being afraid to ask for money, I usually offer my 1 session for 3 figures for 60 minutes. It's $197 for 60 minutes. But because I feel like I've been such a great student, in all honesty. I feel like I've been a great student because I had a great teacher. And because I was able to transform my business so much, I am lowering the price just for Dallas's group, just for you guys, to $97 for a 60-minute transformation energy healing session.
Wow. Wow. So this is, wow, that is an incredible offer. So what we're going to do is we will drop Ray's scheduling link. If this is something you want to do with Ray, is there, and are you doing it over Zoom? How do you do this?
So the distance sessions that I do with Reiki are done through Zoom. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
And they're effective. So we're going to drop her calendar link. If this is something you want to take on with this incredible discount, wow. You know, book a session with her. Is there a way they can say that they are from my group in the?
Yes. So there'll be an answer. There'll be like a couple of questions there. And you just put Dallas's name. As long as you put Dallas's name, I'll know it's you. And then I'll make sure that you get that discount.
Okay, great. Okay, you guys, you know, drop some questions here. If you have any questions for Ray about her transformation regarding bringing her business online and actually growing clients, increasing her client base and actually her cash flow, you know. So yeah, we are here to make a difference in other people's lives, but we also need to support ourselves, right? So we are asking for money in our businesses. So if you have any question about that, let's get them in the feed so we can answer them. Great offer, Tanya says, and she's contacting you because she's a healer too.
Oh, awesome.
Wow, this is great. This is fantastic. Or any questions you had during the week that we had. I'm also going to do a bonus training session on Monday at 11 o'clock too, where we're just going to talk about transforming your personal page, branding you, cover photo, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So we're going to go into more detail about that. So if you missed that on Monday or you want more clarification on that, jump on that. That'll be a bonus session at 11 o'clock on Monday. So Tanya says, great offer. Tanya says, I've been growing my group, but not converting into the free group, converting into a free group. I've been growing, but not, maybe tell me more about that. I don't understand your question, Tanya. You're not converting them into clients? Is that what's happening? So what we're saying is you need to really grow your personal page. Okay. That's where people are going to see you. Grow that, get engagement going on your personal page before you open up a group. Because once you get a group going, you've got to really get it going fast, because nobody wants to be the first at a community party, right? Nobody wants to be the first at the barbecue. So, you know, like Ray says, she's got 50, she just opened the group and she's got 50 people ready to go, right? So they're moving in quick now. And now she's going to start inviting them individually and keep making offers to move people in. And given the engagement she's got on her personal page, she's going to have that group filled pretty quickly, you know, pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
So who do you think this is good for, my program, Ray?
I feel like this is good for, okay, I'm just going to be honest. You have to be committed. It's good for the person that is committed. You have to show up, and not just show up because it's there and because you pay for it. Show up and actually do the work. Do the work, do the research. So this is good for someone that is ready to make a transformation in their life and is committed to doing the work. This is also good for the person that has realized that the way that they've been working is not working for them. You know, doing things perhaps on the profile that isn't really converting, and you want some real conversion, some real cash flow. This is good for that person. This is good for the person that second guesses themselves and thinks that they can't do this, because how can they have a unicorn Facebook group when they are just getting started and have, you know, a full-time job and kids and a husband and, you know, all of that? Like, I get that. It's good for every single one of those people that just doesn't understand how to get from point A to point B. Dallas will help you get there. I am proof.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks a lot. It was, you know, and this is what I love to do. I mean, oh my goodness, I think we're all sick and tired of these little, you know, courses that only give you a piece of the pie. You need the whole process, the whole system from beginning to end of how to make this transformation in your business happening, from making no money to not even having a voice online, to actually being service people and people are attracted to you, and then making offers and people say, yes, I want to work with you. I'm ready. You know, so, and that you have to constantly feed the pipeline, right, Ray?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
absolutely.
No.
Right? No, if it was that easy.
It becomes your baby. You're in love with it, right? Don't
Absolutely.
You thinking, oh my God, I'm going to do it on this, I'm going to talk about this and that, and this is what they need, and now this and that. I mean, there's so much flow coming through you. Once you finally get it, you can't stop but share.
Right. And it's what's amazing is that, like, I've created a group in so many ways that have made more of my friends online than anywhere else. I have more people that I know online and can actually, connect with online, you know, so it becomes your life. And there's nothing wrong with having a different way of looking at life. I know it's different, but I'm telling you, it's been worth it.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, you know what, Tanya, you know, get into raise a group and friend her and see, you know, watch how she's doing it. You know, obviously you've got to get the engagement going first. There's a lot of, you also do a lot of talking in the DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Your personal talking in the DMs with people, talking about where are they at, what are their problems, where are they struggling, what's the challenge, what's the pain point. Okay, you want to get to know these people. It's just not always we're in the crowd of the community. Okay, you want to start having conversations, and in my program we go into a lot of this because that's where the magic happens too. That's where you really are seeing, and like, if you're just hopping on, you know, Ray started off saying she spent a ton of time doing customer research, getting the vibe, feeling out where were people at, where could she make a difference in people's lives, right? And,
absolutely.
You know, that is crucial so that you understand the tribal language, so that when you are starting to post to their their
That's
heart
right.
in a sense, and their minds.
Okay.
Don't stop. So Perlet says, that's so good to know because my job is so busy and I think I don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, you're putting in the time in the beginning, right? You come home,
Right.
you feed the kids, you tuck them into bed, and then you're working.
Yes, and I understand. I understand that it's not easy at first. And you know what? Things that are good for us and things that are worth something. Excuse me, here's my baby girl. You know, they won't always. Excuse me.
We can still hear you.
Okay, great. Sorry, hold on, baby. It won't always be easy. Like my kids are like, "Mommy, you're working and blah blah blah," you know. And I get that. You know, it's gonna take some balance, you know. And hey, I'm still finding my balance, and it takes time. But one thing that I've noticed is that we forget that when we're working for someone, that we're not working on our dream, we're working on their dream. So I feel like one of the biggest motivations, it has to be, do I want to work on my dream? And do I want to get paid to be living my dream? And that's where I'm at.
Great, great. Okay, you guys. So we're gonna wrap this up so everyone can get out there on a Saturday. I'm just gonna go over the names again of the winners in case you're just you're jumping on. We're here late. So the homework winners who are going to win this nifty little selfie light, which has 3 brightness that you can snap onto your phone or your iPad or your laptop. Jana Van Train. Hi, Jana. So Jana, I saw you're on. Just DM me your address and I'll send this over to you. Lucia Thompson, El Spirit Baptiste, Detrell McNeil, and Diana Pelez. So you guys won this. Thank you so much for playing Full Out. You would be great in my program. The referral giveaway went to Glenda Dela Cruz. So Glenda will be in touch with you. And the scholarship goes to Kathy Comet. Kathy, I can't wait to start working with you. So guys, if you are serious about you're ready to grow your business, get in contact with me or Patricia Warren, who's in here too, and let's make this happen and get you going and having the results that Ray has had the benefit of having.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, great. So thank you, Ray, so much. And you guys, if have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in the bonus on Monday. So bye.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for having my 3-year-old. Thank you so much.
Yes. Good. All right. Bye, you guys.